Welcome to the Stickman Trail.
This is the activity sheet that kids can collect at the start of the trail. Now you can see there's 6 spaces and you've got to collect a letter at each board. So I'm going to take you around the trail now, so why don't you play along? As we go around the garden, I'm going to explain what happens in different areas and give you an insight into the wider site. At our first board, the activity is to have a look around our vegetable patch for some snails.
Although it's winter, there are a few things still growing, believe it or not. So in this bed here, if you look closely, you can see we have some garlic just popping through.
Just behind this board is our wetland area. This board encourages people to go and have a look around that area and see how many creatures they can find that float or swim. Stickman boards that you should be looking out for. We've got lots of signage around the woodland that introduces you to some of the wildlife you might see on site. So for example, this one shows you a lot of different tree species, and we also have a board here showing you what the twigs look like in winter.
Out of all the Stickman boards, this one is my favourite. If you look closely, you can see it asks you to build a nest. And pretty much every time you walk through the woods, there are some nests on this bench. Now, unfortunately, these nests have seen better days. They've lost their form. But it's a great little activity.
Board number 4 asks you to think of some activities that you can do with sticks. This board is also next to our bird hide and it asks you to have a look around to see what birds you can see.
We are really lucky to have such a beautiful woodland. We have lots of really old ancient trees that have been on this site much longer than the community gardens existed. That means that we get lots of different organisms here. So because our trees are so old, in the autumn you get a wonderful display of different fungi that come up.
Board number 5 asks you to have a think about the weather. So the weather has a massive influence on what's happening outdoors.
I've come across something really magical. Now this is something that I've always wanted to see and never ever found. I hope this comes across in a video. This is what looks like hair, it looks like candy floss almost. It's actually ice. And it's grown out of this tree. It's another patch here. It's one of the most bizarre things I have ever seen.
reached the end of the Stickman Trail and we've returned Stickman to his family tree. Did you guess the word? It was sticks. So the children can collect one of these certificates either from us at the garden or they can print them from our website. We've just completed the Stickman Trail, which is the yellow trail here on the map. As you can see, the site is much bigger and there's lots of points of interest.